Good morning and welcome back to the Weekend Gardener. It's the middle of March, so I'm going to be starting a little bit of seed sowing in the polytunnel and at home over this weekend. I'm not going to be doing a lot, just some brassicas, beetroot, chard and some leeks in the polytunnel. And then at home I've got some flower seeds, and in 2 weeks I should be doing my tomatoes, and a couple of weeks after that bell peppers. It's a little bit too early yet and I'm going to run out of room if I sow them too early, and they soon catch up anyway, so there's no point worrying about them. But to get the day started, there's some fruit bushes up on the communal area, apple and pear. I'm going to see if I can get the water shoots trimmed off them and get rid of any branches that are crossing, any that have got any signs of disease or that are dying off. And then hopefully we'll get another productive year. So I'm just going to finish my cup of tea and then we can get started. So this is one of the apple trees that I'm going to be pruning. And what I'll be looking out for are any areas like that where you've got two branches that are rubbing against each other, and these little thin spindly shoots. I should be taking them down, getting rid of any that I think need removing. And areas like this where it's just completely overcrowded, trimming that. Got little bits of dead growth like this here, just taking that off. Just generally tidying it up, giving it a little bit of a haircut. I don't want anything in the middle of the tree, so I want to improve circulation so that any fruit that does form gets plenty of light. So I should be clearing away this whole central section here, and all these little spindly shoots. Probably take the majority of them off. So that's what we're looking at before I started. So that's the first one done. I've managed to thin out the central section. Anything that was crossing looked a little bit diseased, that came off first. I've taken off probably 70% of the shoots, and what I've left on I've trimmed right down. I've probably taken 50% off, and I've tried to leave them where I've trimmed. I don't know if you'll see it very well. It's there's always an outside facing shoot, so that should be a lot healthier and happier this year. I'm just going to move on to this one next. That's all the fruit bushes that I can trim down nicely. So let's pop into the polytunnel now and do a little bit of seed sowing. That's the first plantings of the year, other than the onions, which were done over Christmas time. So I'll just talk you through what I've sown and why. White Lisbon, spring onion, they did okay last year. Red beard, they were sent to me from Ali in Canada, so thank you very much, Ali. Early purple sprouting broccoli. Clapton F1 cauliflower, I've chose that because it's club root resistant, which is why I've also sown Monclano F1 calabrese, Cordessa F1 cabbage and Groninger sprouts. They're all apparently club root resistant. On the right hand tray we've got beetroot, cardiel, beetroot touchstone, again those were sent to me by Ali, thank you very much Ali. Rainbow chard, pak choi and some Bulgarian giant leeks. And then the final tray over here was the brune shallots. I've already tried 2 batches of these and neither of them took really, so I bought myself a new packet of seeds yesterday and I've just put them in that one. I'm going to take that one home actually. I'm going to keep it at home, see if I can get it to germinate in the grow tent. But yeah, that's my first sowings for this year. I'm going to cover them all over and leave them in here for now and then see. Well, I've got finished what I wanted to do today, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a drive out to Swan Pit, which is the nursery, which is about 20 minutes drive away from where I live, and that's where I get my seed potatoes from. They lay them all out. They've probably got 20 or 30 different varieties, and you pick your own tubers, as many as you want. So it's not like the supermarkets where they just give you a big bag and you just sort of get what you're given. Here you can select exactly what you want, the quantity you want, and you just pay by weight. So let's take a little drive out. Just arrived. It's a bit strange filming inside a place like this with people moving around, but this is a selection. Actually there's not as many this year as there was last year. All these. All on here. And more here, so there's plenty to go at. Good morning, welcome back. It's a lovely Sunday morning today. It's around about 12 degrees and dry, so I can't complain about that. Been down for a couple of hours already this morning, and I started clearing off the area by the fruit cage, the old crate that had been used to move slabs, I think, and I've just been throwing all the rubbish that I dug up when I sorted out the fruit area. And there's some bushes there, they've been there over winter, no protection, just left on top of the compost, and they've started to grow. So I've dug myself out some tubs, popped some compost in and just planted them, and if we get anything out of them, great. If not, it's not the end of the world, it's free anyway. So I'll just show you what I've done. I've also pricked out a few lupins as well, but we've seen more than enough lupins for now. So I'll just show you the bushes that I've managed to find, and then I'll see what else I can get up to. So this is one of the bushes. It was just sat on top of the compost heap. I noticed it had started to sprout, so I've just dropped it into a potato bucket with some compost, and hopefully it'll grow away quite happily. I'm not 100% sure what it is, so if anyone's got any ideas, if you could let me know, that'd be great. Also noticed that the blueberries have come into bud, and the Buddleia globosa, I've just dropped them in here because it was a little bit damp in the pond tunnel, and all the leaves at the bottom have started to drop off, but they should pick up in here because it's nice and warm. I'll have a quick look outside. I'm pretty sure this is a gooseberry. It's literally just a stick and it started to grow, so it's been buried. And these, I think, are currant bushes. And there's a rhubarb crown that I just found. That was literally at the bottom of the pile. Just sat there and it started to sprout, so I've put a little bit of manure in the bottom. Got some horse manure off one of the other plot holders. Put about 1 inch or 2 in the bottom, and then just topped it up with compost. So I'm just going to leave these here now, and hopefully they'll grow away. I've also had a little bit of a tidy up in the compost area. It's not brilliant, but it's better than it was. At least I can walk around. I found myself a blue bin. I'm going to turn that into a leaf mould bin. I've not got a huge amount of leaves at the moment, but I've just made a little start. Hopefully I can fill that up, and then come autumn next year I've got another blue bin that I can get hold of as well, so I'll turn those into 2 leaf mould bins. I'm not sure if I need to drill any drainage holes in the bottom. I'm sure I probably do, and if anyone can let me know that, that'll be great. But for now, this is just a start. And I also found myself another garlic. Spent about an hour yesterday just trimming off all the dead leaves off some of the strawberries that I planted on. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but you can see there they've just started to produce some flower buds. There's another one at the back there, so I should be getting some strawberries in a month or 2 hopefully, which is quite good. I'm just going to leave them in here. If they're happy and growing away and producing fruit, why not just leave them here? And then when the runners start later on in the season, I can pot them on and fill my strawberry bed up with. That's me all finished down at the plot for the weekend. I'm just going to pop home now and see how things are getting on in the shed. Back at home and in the little grow room, everything's going nicely. Aubergines are doing well. Second sowing of Bedfordshire Champion are coming along really well. There's a couple of Utah Jumbo red burgundy onions in there. I don't know how well you can see, but in the pots with the grey tops, they are the only 3 Zabroon shallots I managed to get from 2 sowings. So hopefully the ones that I've sown this weekend should do a little bit better. But the Bedfordshire Champion are coming along really well. Some of them have actually reached up to the light, so they're going to have to move on pretty soon. And then I've got some onion sets from the range. They're only cheap, so if they don't all germinate, I'm not too bothered, but they're doing okay. They're due for a little bit of a water, so once I've edited the video, I shall give everything in here a good watering. But that's all we've got time for this week, so thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.